So, first of all, thank you very much for joining us in this 2-week program. To organize this conversation, the idea is to analyze each step of the program before the 2-week, during the 2-week, and the final presentation. What do you think?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having us. We are really happy that we can work together with this 2-week program, and it has been very exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think what we heard from the students, or what I've heard from the students, they are really happy as well.
Yeah, I think they like it.
Yeah.
So, in the first part of the program, we discussed the issue, the subject that the students will study about during this 2-week program. And I guess I suggested solar energy, and you approved the idea. And then we had a workshop here. I guess it was 2 days, but it was the same workshop. But we have a large group interested in this issue. I guess more than 40 students. Sorry. More than 40 students involved. In the first workshop, I guess 20 students among undergraduate and postgraduate students, and in the second one, almost 20 students. So they learned how to design a PV system for small consumers, residential consumers, and how to calculate the cost of a PV system. I guess you did the same from your side, right?
We did it similar, but we were the students that were participating in this workshop knew that they were going to participate over here. So we had made a similar workshop where we talked about the PV systems, the technical parts in it, a little bit about the cost of it, but not so much before we came here.
Okay, but it was good because when they arrived in Rio de Janeiro, we had in the first day of the 2-week a workshop with them, and I repeated the same presentation to them that I did to Brazilian students, and after that they were in the same page.
Yeah.
So this was very interesting because at the end of the 2-week we could see that they have the same background.
Yeah.
And we can talk about the presentations if you want.
Sure. Yeah, as you said there, your presentation, the Danish students learned how they could calculate more on the systems as well. And as we saw here at the presentations, they were able to do these calculations. They had spent time on comparing the installing or buying and installing the system in Denmark and in Brazil as well. And we could hear that they have learned a lot of each other.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very nice. So analyzing the final presentation, I took some notes. I noted that the group 1 present the roles used in Denmark and in Brazil, and some economic aspects of using PV system in Denmark and in Brazil. For me, it was a very interesting presentation because they gave some details related with how to contact the utility and how long the utility should answer and things like that. I guess I didn't talk about this in my presentation, so it was something new in my viewpoint, and I learned with them.
Yeah, I learned as well, both from Denmark and Brazil as well, that they about this. There's a lot of things that you need to take care of, not only the technical part, but a lot about what are the rules when you are installing on a building. Whoever, there's a lot of different things that can go wrong if you're not, if you don't know about all these things, and the building as well. You should not, if you put on the PV system on a building, you have to be careful not to make some damages on the building.
Yeah. For me, it was a very interesting presentation from this aspect that we didn't talk about in the workshop and in lectures. Yes. The second group talked about storage system, and I think it was interesting as well, because in Brazil we don't use a storage system, and I don't think that we will use in the next years, because it is very expensive and we have other alternatives. But I thought it was interesting because they bring something related to how to optimize the storage system and how to use the electric vehicle in this scenario as well. So in this viewpoint, I think it was different of the other groups.
It was. It's in Denmark. It's still new with the electrical storage or the battery storage, but I think that we will see it more and more because of the way that we are able to, of the economics in when the system is installed. I think it could be a way to make it more the economics in it better.
Yeah, it seems that it could be better to Denmark than Brazil, because apart from the power of the solar energy that we have in Brazil, as I told you, we have other alternatives which are not so eco-friendly, but it is less expensive, such as the diesel in peak times that big consumers use in Brazil. The last group, I thought that was similar to the first group, but they compare with more details Brazil and Denmark in terms of payback, in terms of the tariff that we use in Brazil and Denmark. So in my opinion, it was interesting because they made a great effort to try to compare both countries and to analyze how the PV system is more interesting to be installed here or there.
And not only they compare the two countries, they try to optimize to find the best size for the system, to get the best size to get the most out of it.
I thought it was a very interesting and good presentations, and from our side I think it was good. It was a good experience for our students. It was a shame at the same time because we had only 3 Brazilian students, but we had technical visits. We had a lecture from Mateus, doctorate students. So at the end, I think it was a very good experience for us.
Yeah, for us as well. And all the things they have learned about the PV systems, I think is one thing, but the part to work with students from another place in the world, to learn from each other, to talk in English, exchange information, figure out how can we work together. When they were not working in groups all the time, but they succeeded anyway to get the best out of it.
Me too. I totally agree with you, and I hope to see you in the next year.
I hope that we'll be able to join you as well. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Delbris.